Good afternoon, right on the dot. Good afternoon, Tiger folks. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the VFL watch along for today's round 16 clash. Richmond up against Geelong. The Cats, who are in first place, taking on Richmond, who will be 21st. Is that actually a position? I'm just seeing on the side there. Wow, okay. So 12 wins to the Cats, 3 wins to the Tigers. But look, we've had quite a few players not playing and available this year in the VFL, it must be said, due to a whole wide range of reasons. So we do have a few players back today, which is good. And hopefully we can see some more shining lights. We want Lockie in chat. I agree. Big H to kick 5. That'd be wonderful to see. You'd love to see Juddy Clark get 20 touches, kick a couple of goals. Even Samson Ryan to put in another really solid performance. There's a whole raft of things you'd love to see happen. But it's going to be an interesting game to see where we're at. Obviously, Burton and RT get another go as well, which is always very, very exciting. But who else are we looking forward to today? I mean, I've said before that I think that Juddy Clark, I reckon, is like one really solid game away from being able to put his hand up for senior football. And I know that might seem a little bit extreme, but the kid can seriously play. He can seriously play. In chat, let me know if I've done this correctly or not. I think the audio is not going through to deafen you all. I think I've got it right, but let me know if I've botched that or not. Jakey going well, thanks mate yourself. Let's get the win. Look, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the kid running around too. Like I haven't, truthfully, going into this game, I don't have huge expectations heading into this game. They're top of the ladder for a reason, but you just want to see our young AFL listed players doing some good things. All right, I think that's kind of what we're keeping an eye out for today. And we've got to start being a bit more competitive now. We've got some names back. Hopefully we can see some flashes of brilliance. James, hey Michaels, hardly get a chance to watch live. Just wanted to say hi and thanks for all the great content. Appreciate it, James. No, I appreciate you jumping in whenever you can, whether it's a video post-production, whether it's a live, whatever it might be, and even just commenting like this on the live is awesome. I appreciate all the love and support. Now, Lockie, that's perfect if you can only hear my voice, because last time I deafened everybody by having the game audio through, which I don't believe you're allowed to do. So just to make sure we don't get copyright hit, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't had the time to stuff around. I want to be able to have the audio go through to my vertical scene that I'm recording for clips, but not through the mainstream. I'm sure there'll be some other way to do it. But Sonzi plays on ball, I'll spew, needs to play wing half forward. If that's who's going to play at AFL level, it's a really interesting point because, well, yeah, it's true. Like, I agree. If you're not going to play him as a centre bounce midfielder at AFL level, let him continue to work on his craft in the actual position you're going to play. Not just him, for all the kids who are playing, or all the players, some aren't even kids. Play them in the spot that they're actually going to play in. Give them the best chance possible to learn and understand their role. I agree. I think that makes complete sense. So the grand plan will be, we will have the stats up here on the right-hand side. But I don't think the stats are loading yet. I did have to reset my internet earlier, so maybe I've got to go back into it. Well, no, still not there. Yeah, there's probably some technological thing, Alpha, like a splitter that I could, yeah. I'm sure there's even like online digital splitters that I could look at as well, but I'll have to have a look. Hopefully, new high performance manager will understand these Cubs need the very best at all times. Not even just the Cubs, but all the players need the very best. We need to be, getting all of our players on the park. Like the older guys had probably stayed on the park a little bit better than the younger guys, to be fair, but we need as much of them playing at the same time as humanly possible. Important game for Sons. It's probably an important game for a few players. Even Samson Ryan, Liam Fawcett, important game. I mean, Sims, it's an important game for Sims in the sense of just getting the game time in and just returning back to football. So, Tancho, hey, mate, what's going on? So it's already been mentioned, but the ABC is broadcasting the game. We'll be watching with the sound down. Yeah, okay. I didn't realise that the ABC were. I can actually see their badge on the top right corner. I'm just watching through the AFL website for. I'm not sure why anyone would be interested in knowing that, but that's where I'm watching it. But if it is through the ABC TV, that would be good too. Yeah, they've got a few AFL listed players. I think I've seen Reece Stanley. They've obviously got, I think, Warple's out there. Grind Myers out there. There you go. So that's another one. So there's a few running around. Any danger of these stats loading up for the players? That would be wonderful. So we can have that up on the right hand side of the screen. In terms of who will delist Alpha, look, it feels like the Caleb Smith might be in trouble. Broad's going to be leaving. We don't know what's happening with Prestia and Lynch. So there's a few, I suppose, moving parts that. I've got to remember to do the timer here. Hang on. As the game's about to start, it is a free hit. They are correct. Give me the stats AFL website. God damn. Oh, Cat's inside 50 real quick. I think Toner's back for his first game as well. Jody Clark kicks to the wing and it just spills through. Rational. This match then is horrific. I just want the player stats. Did he, Matthew Lloyd, say that we could win 10 games next year with a caveat of a far healthier list in 27? I didn't hear that, but I'm not necessarily surprised. Oh, Samson Ryan. Was that a contested possession? I'm not sure. Good tackle you've seen. Surely that's... How's he kept that in? Samson Ryan with the mark. Fair play to the Cats for keeping that in. I didn't think that was going to be possible. It's that kick. We do it at AFL level as well, where no one's there. If you're going to kick to that spot, we must have representation. I know the ball hit the ground, but we got a little bit lucky. Got to have representation there. But no, that's interesting from Matthew Lloyd. Yeah, the sync issue, I don't know if there'll ever be a solution because YouTube put in an actual delay. It depends if you're watching on the AFL website or if you're watching on ABC. There's a whole raft of things. So I've got a minute 39, minute 40, minute 41, minute 42. The easiest way would be if you can pause whatever you're watching, folks, if you wanted to sync up. That is a dangerous kick. Oh, punch over the back. Jody Clark. Oh, it's a bit of a scrubbed one, but he's getting involved. Oh. No. They're paying 50 here, aren't they? Oh, wow. They called a push. Jeez, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know if that was a push. Oh, good candy. Burton. Looping handball inside 50. Tyler Sonzi. He's got 2 feet. No, your handballs are back. Great kick. Is that Liam Forster took the mark? The bloody stream went blurry as he took the mark. Seriously, if you go to the AFL website, our game is the only game that's not loaded in the match center yet. What is happening, AFL? We just want the stats on the right-hand side of the box that I've set up so we can see what's happening. Yes, TJ Tiger. It was good to meet you with the footy the other week with Grok. It auto refreshes. That's a pain in the ass. Look, God bless streaming services, but that is painful that we can't pause stuff. As Fawcett comes in for the first goal of the game, he's nailed it, the big man. Big Liam Fawcett on the board with a kick from about 45 on the angle. Lovely start by the Tigers. We've got the big Tiger flag down there. And we've got Grok down there live on the scenes at GMHBA. Good start. I should adjust my scoreboard. Great kick. Good. Look, Sonzi could have probably blazed away on his left, but the end result was actually a good decision to go back and find a player who could hit up force it inside 50 there. Yeah, Taj, wouldn't be a bad idea. With Prestia, if he does retire, I do think if Prestia retires, this isn't to scare people because I don't know categorically, but my gut feel is if Prestia retires, that he won't be at Richmond next year. Because he has senior coaching ambitions. The way it usually works is players are always instructed to go somewhere else to learn the ropes. As we go inside 50 again, kick is not. Oh, Burton, that's got to be dropping the ball. He's just dropped it. Yeah, Sonzi in the middle. I like it for the kid, but it doesn't make sense because it doesn't actually let him get better at his actual position. Oh, that's just squeezed out the back. He's got a lot of space here. Wow. Yeah, that's a decent goal. That's a fair run. Seriously, it's like the AFL website doesn't want me to be able to have stats. Damien, good morning, welcome. We are one goal apiece here. Yeah, the full ground press just kind of fell away there, didn't it? That was a decent run though, wasn't it? Back into the middle we go. Samson Ryan wins the hit. But Stanley's the first one there to recover it. Oh, Sonji, that was a dangerous kick. Good tackle. Dangerous kick inside the corridor there. Again, like we sort of talk about, I think as supporters, we need to work out in our own minds, are we happy for our players to take those dangerous kicks? I mean, to be fair, the Sonzi one was a skewed kick, but I'm talking about in general. Are we happy to see our players take the dangerous kicks and just be understanding that they're not always going to come off and it will lead to turnover goal, but if it does come off, it'll be a great bit of play and look really awesome. I think there's just a decision that we have to all make internally, individually as supporters. Because it's funny because we all crack the shits when we play it safe, but then we crack it when we miss the kick in board and it turns over. So it's like, well, I think I'd rather, the more I think about it, for longevity, I think I'd rather just take the dangerous kick and whatever happens, happens. Like you just got to back him in to learn. Oh, a good bit of candy sold there. Is there a bit of breeze going to the left-hand side? It's like the ball carries a little bit further going Geelong's end. The Cats are setting up well. Still no match stats here from the AFL website. Absolutely on fire here. Every other game has got match stats. Number 77, Zach O'Keefe on debut. Yes, I did see him getting his jumper before the game, or the photo out in the ground. Very, very cool. Do we know anything about young Zach? What club's he from? I hadn't had time to do a deep dive into his background, but it's always good to see kids getting opportunity. I don't have the dedicated VFL app, no. And because this is all being done on the PC, it would need to be on a VFL website. That's a dangerous kick into the middle. Samson Ryan's made that work, though, despite not marking it. Oh, no, the smother, though. Well, Elnor's now way up the ground. We've got representation here. Good mark. Yeah, I don't know. I'll check it. Like, I'll check to see if the stats are on the phone, but it still won't help me getting onto the screen. Oh, Elnor's gone about a minute and a half too early there. All right, Sonsy's on 5 touches early. Collier 4, Pollock's 3, Johnny Clark's on 3. AFL website on your phone though, or on? Oh, here we go. It might be working now. Come on, we've got about 5 people there. It's what are we doing? I don't want head-to-head stats. I want player stats. I mean, that will do for now, but Jesus. Let's hope Juddy has a big game and plays AFL next week. What a good field story that would be. Yeah, I mean, if he has a big game today, like you guys all know my thoughts, I'm not against it at all. Yeah, and it might be a little bit outrageous, but the kid can play. And for me, it's just about it. If we're going to play managed minutes, why can't he be another one as we get a spoil in? The Cats have got us pegged into our back half here. Where are the player stats on the AFL site? I'm refreshing the match center relentlessly. Maybe I'll try a new window. Don't know why a new window would make any difference because it's still not there. Like just in the Eat 'em Alive, you're talking about just in the match center where they would usually be? Yeah, I've refreshed it. I've opened a new tab. It's given me nothing. I've been cancelled, maybe. Maybe. Anyway, we got in the ruck here. Force in the ruck. Oh, Milner just needed to take that cleanly. He just fumbled it, didn't he, Lockie? Maybe he spent it before he had it. It was probably going to be away too. The Cats have had some really good smothers, and that's a weird stat. Well, I don't know what the number is, but it's been a strong smother game from them. Oh no, straight into an open goal and they've missed. Huge let off there. Huge let off. The Cats have got some pretty handy players playing, don't they? Oh, you've kicked it to a 3-on-1. That's right. Get it forward. Oh, that's a free kick if it's... Well, geez, Armstrong unlucky not to get a free kick there. Bit messy with the transition. It was just kind of get it forward at all costs. Just a bit messy. I wonder, let me try Google Chrome. Out of interest, what, do people have better luck doing stuff on Chrome or Firefox? Oh, there we go. Chrome's working. Oh, we want in. Burton's turned it over. Toner has zero awareness and got absolutely shit on then. Oh, I got a goal. Oh, wow. I thought we were going to get done for holding the ball. There we go. I thought Toner was done cold holding the ball, but we'll take the goal. We'll take the goal. Who took? I didn't even see who cleaned that up then. Did he though? I'm not too sure he caught him high. All right, if you bear with me half a second, folks, I've got Chrome. I've got Chrome onto it. Here we go. Look at that. Firefox letting me down. Letting me down as always. All right. Let me know if you can all see that okay, folks. Hopefully you can. Back into the middle we go. Shane, we really seem to be concentrating on a forward handball game. Skills aren't quite up to it, but I like the intent. I agree, and we've sort of seen it this year, AFL wide, that forward handball is the vogue way to play, isn't it? It's what all the good teams are doing, and I like us showing that intent. And I don't necessarily care if we don't execute it perfectly every time because it's good tackle. It's just about creating good habits and getting into the habit of looking to do that forward handball at all costs. And the connection piece and the execution piece, it will come. It just might look a little bit sloppy and disjointed to start with. But I'm personally, I'm okay with it. I would rather see us try and take the game on like that because we look so good when we do it, as do all teams. Name names. Oh, well, some of them I didn't. Some of them are the new kids. Milner. It was Milner in the middle. Milner's had a good start here. James Milner, he's been getting involved pretty heavily. As the Cats go forward, the Cats press is really good. Good spoil, Harry. Harry Armstrong getting involved. Surely that's Lasso. Yes, Juddy Clark. I shouldn't cheer that excitedly for a Lasso free kick, should I? That's a bit over the top. I'm probably just more excited for Juddy Clark. Oh, Harry Armstrong's camped under it. Wrap it up. It looks like we've settled a little bit here, folks. We were a little bit rushed and off the boil early, but it looks like we've maybe settled. Harry Armstrong's going to do some rucking inside forward 50, which I don't mind. He's going to be a big lad, young Harry. He didn't get anywhere near that, though. Sonzi, clean pick up. Probably threw that out. Get him, Juddy. Oh. Lockie cheered. How silly is it, mate? It's honest. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one, though. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I still think they need to refine that rule a bit. Last actual disposal. Oh, wow. The Cats are out here massively inside 50. Last actual disposal is fair enough. I don't like the ricochet ones where it's just bobbling around and it comes off someone's foot, like kind of inadvertently and goes out. I'm not a big fan of those ones being paid lasso, but only if it count. Like if that counts as a disposal, though, then it probably has to be, doesn't it? But if it doesn't count as a disposal, yeah, the Cats on transition are moving it really quickly, and we are struggling to contain them. We are the ultimate nuffy. I'll cheer for anything. Nothing wrong with that. As Polkinghorn comes in and makes no mistake. 18 minutes, or nearly 19 minutes gone in the first quarter. 15-13. You can sort of see the class of the Cats VFL midfielders, a lot of them being often AFL players, and the difference that makes with setting up the ground and getting through zones and things like that. They're very clean and precise, aren't they? Reece Stanley heading down to the rooms. Sonzi leading the way on 7 touches though. Collier 7, Milner 6, and a goal. Juddy Clark on 5. Love to see it. Be interesting to see how many minutes Tom Sims gets as well, and if he's up forward or in defence. Warple in the middle trying to clear. Good tackle. 2 smothers to 1. It felt like the Cats had more than that, to be honest. Oh, that's a dangerous kick, Eleanor. Got to hit the target there. Juddy Clark, get on your bike, son. Rational Roman, Chris, when all the Cubs are playing in the seniors together, what sort of crowd could we see at the G, knowing how frustrated we've been due to all the injuries? I know you don't want to try and necessarily manufacture when players play. You want it to be somewhat organic because they're ready. But if you could manufacture a way where for either the West Coast game or the St Kilda game at the G, that you could have Lawler, Houghton, and maybe Smiley playing, I reckon you're getting an extra 30,000 to see all those kids playing together. Like St Kilda at the G, geez, they're breaking tackles here, the Cats. St Kilda at the G could potentially turn into a 55,000 attendance game that maybe would have been a 25 to 30,000. Maybe I'm being a little bit audacious in my hopes and dreams for that type of attendance, but I just think there is such a big appetite from the Richmond supporters. How is that not 50? To see these kids play, that we will turn up in droves, assuming it's a good day. Weird observation. One thing about Juddy's quads are enormous. Well, you kind of have to, they kind of have to be with the amount of knee injuries he's had. All that strength is really got to be on point. That's a throw. Really had to get rid of that earlier. Yeah, the quad strength is like just about the primary thing you're allowed to do for the first significant period of the recovery. So hoping he keeps getting through. You're flying down for Smiley's debut for sure. Hopefully it's not a late notice one like what Zane Piker's was. Let's see if we can set the ground up a bit better here. Juddy Clark just pushing and getting from mark to mark. That's a dangerous switch kick. Oh! Good contest, but we just didn't have anyone at the fall of the ball there. Oh, he's kept that in. Wow. Oh, go Sonzi. That was a little bit lucky. Handball's over the top to Fawcett. Fawcett running. One bounce. Shithouse bounce though, my goodness. Slipped over. He's made an absolute dog's breakfast of that, Liam Fonz. Oh my God. What a calamity of errors that was. Jesus Christ. How is that not end up in a shot on goal? Wowee. He just didn't have to bounce it, Fawcett. Would love to see Harry just get a bit stronger in that contest. Yeah, I don't know why Fawcett bounced then. He could have run an extra couple of steps and kicked it, or just touch it on the ground. Or like, you're a tall guy. You don't need to be running and bouncing. Oh, Samson Ryan almost takes a contested mark. Ollie Houghton, good handball out. Good kick in board, Collier. Go. Go. O'Keefe, the debutant. He's got it. He's got it. What a goal for the kid. Good on him. Get around him. Good goal. What a moment for the young man O'Keefe to kick his first goal on debut. Good bit of lead-up play there. Oh, 9 goals in his last 3 games, they say, for Mafra. There we go. Left footer, just bang. Very good. That's a great goal. What are we? 15 to 19. I'm well behind here on the scores. Back in the middle we go. 20, almost 25 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Tony Armstrong, he's been out-muscled and outworked a couple of times deep inside 50. I'd love him just to be a bit stronger in the contest, but I'm probably being really, really harsh saying that because he's still a kid and he's just maybe not that physically developed to be strong enough to compete with maybe some more seasoned defenders. So that's maybe a little bit of my own expectations need to be managed. He's presenting. I just want to see him get his hands on the ball. Damien agree, mate. I'm hoping Zane Pico's a ripper as well. Well done, Samson Ryan. I know he's got some things to work on. That was a good little bit of play there from him. I'd love to see that fight and energy more often from Samson. I haven't seen Sims yet, Lockie. No, I'm the same as you. I've not seen him. Mafra, plenty of talent over the years. Parks, Ollie Hotton's a bit of a nugget. Yeah, the kid can play, Ollie Hotton. Oh, I just ran out of room, didn't we? Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind Ollie. I thought it was a really good signing when we got him in the off season. I kind of felt he might have been one that could have been one to watch for mid-season draft. I don't know if he ever had any contact from other clubs or not, but no, he's a handy type. Well read by Elnoy. He's having a better game. That's close to 50. Can we springboard attack here again late in the quarter? Forward handballs. Or go. Go, Scott. Where's Harry? Oh, there he was. Oh, Fawcett's blind, spinning unnecessarily. High tackle there by Harry Armstrong, I think. Commentator schooling required? What do you mean? Oh, as in, you want me to commentate? I don't think I can. Not sure I'm equipped enough to do that. Fawcett playing soft. Yeah, probably a couple. I mean, just needs to go straight at the ball. Just pick it up. It's like he was just trying to spin out of trouble before. Oh, we've been opened up here. See that kick inside, that's the one that pisses me off. I know that happened really quickly, but to not have people guarding that corridor space, and we probably didn't have time to set up because they did do it very quickly. But that's the kick that annoys me. And the prior passage of play is a prime example of why the stand rule's dumb as dog shit, because the players weren't able to go and move and stand behind the mark to try and stop the play from playing on. They had to stand behind him because they weren't allowed to move. Yeah, like I agree. Handball receive at all costs, speed on the ball. Whatever, if we play like that, whatever happens, happens. Yeah. But that part, what we're just seeing there, letting Warple just drift forward unopposed, I don't like that. Axel, I'd love to see someone like Logan Morris play one game for us to see how he would go. Can't tell if a young Keith Ford done up to it, or if a ball movement or delivery. I think you'll find you could have prime Tony Lockett in our team and he'd struggle to kick goals. A lot of it is the ball movement side of things, but a lot of it is also they're just simply inexperienced. Especially the games, that's unlucky, Lasso. Especially the games when Lynch isn't out there. Our 5 forwards combined have a combined games of 145. Playing on defences that have got a combined amount of games of 750, 800. It's a huge differential. So that's that's why I've been so big on Bolter playing forward, to get some experience up there, because we just don't look like scoring otherwise. Through no fault of anybody's. I mean, obviously we'd love to have Lynch out there for 15 games, but in 3 years' time, hopefully it's 2, but in 2 or 3 years, it won't be too much of an issue. Yeah, but Logan Morris did, but I suppose when you're playing in an elite, well-oiled team like Brisbane, you can just play your role, and they would have had Hitwood down there. I don't know if he ever played when Danaher was there or not. Oh no, that's a smother. That's another smother from the Cats. Oh, was that straight? That's got to be a high tackle as well. He's been round-armed. Wow. There's been 3 or 4 times we've just not gone back on the mark, and yeah, what are we doing? Just go back behind your mark and kick the ball. Especially with like a minute to go. Once Broad goes, we should definitely draft Eleanor for the replacement in our backline. I don't know though, that shot. I don't know. Like I've liked what Eleanor does, but we've got Campbell Gray, we've got Kai Anand, and we've got Josh Gibcus and Luke Traynor. I really don't think that Richmond seniors, I don't think that's where Eleanor will play football, because we've got so much coverage in that area with those players I just mentioned that I can't see how he'd fit in. Like if we drafted Eleanor tomorrow or the start of next season with everyone fit and available, he'd still be playing VFL just as an AFL listed player. So that's my worry. Got to hold on here. That's a munged kick. Oh, good spoil. They are not easy to spoil when the ball comes in like that. Oh, go, turnover. Go, Yassine. He's dragged that in. Oh, jeez, he just got it out. Ball! He's trying to take about 5 people on. Jeez. Three-point lead at quarter time. I mean, look, all things considered, given some of the turnovers we had in the smothers in the back half, it's actually not too bad of an outcome, to be totally honest. Not too bad of an outcome. Major ball winners, yeah, Sonzi 11, Collier 9, Philp, is it Philp? I think it's Philp. 8, Elnor 8, Phillips 7, Ollie Houghton 7, Harry Scott 6, Milner 6, Pollux 5, Jody Clark 5, young man on debut, Zach O'Keefe 4 disposals, 1 goal, which is very good. Tom Burton 4 touches, Ryan 3, Fawcett 3 and a goal. Tom Sims hasn't got a disposal, but I also don't think he's been on the ground yet. And Harry Armstrong's on -3 because I think he gave away a free kick. So that's a bit unlucky for him. Well, how could it not have been ball though, Lockie? I mean, they eventually paid it, but we just seem to get reamed every week with that rule. Reece Stanley's got the boots off, so I'm not sure what happened there, but I mean, hopefully he's okay. I don't like injuries to anybody. So yeah, Sims will be interesting. I wonder if he's going to play just the second half, maybe? I don't know. It's actually a question I'd love to ask, whether it's Jack Madison or whoever it is, about how do they work in and structure the managed minutes for the AFL listed players, and like how impactful is it on what they're trying to do? Because I'm guessing the AFL players and the managed minutes takes preference over a lot of things. But yeah, it would be interesting to know what type of impact that may have on structures around the ground and bits and pieces like that. But what did you think of the start, folks? Still some very, very sloppy moments in terms of turnover. Just not pushing back on the mark quick enough to then go forward. But I did like our intent. I did like our chain of handball. Speed on ball was really good too. And if you play with that intent, I don't think you mind the odd turnover here or there. Yeah, Harry, look, he's still got a lot of developing and growing to go, doesn't he? And that's why it's so tough for him to play on experienced defenders at AFL level. But you want to see him start to get a bit busier at VFL level, don't you? Get some confidence. Is Bailey Fritsch out for Melbourne? That's big news. That's big news. A few of you were saying that during the week, that there were some murmurs that he might be out. It would have been on the Monday Night Live. A few of you were saying it. What's the diagnosis there? Why is he out? That's a big out. He is one who tortures us. Lockie, are we just biased, or do we genuinely get robbed every single week by the umpires? Look, there's probably an element that we look. It's not necessarily what we give away. I often don't mind the ones that we give away. I think it's what we don't get paid. It's the ones that are missed that, I don't know. I've always found that we don't get equal to what the opposition get paid against us, we don't get in return. That's the frustration. Especially when there's 4 of them out there, 4 umpires. Like, just work it out. Anyway. Having said that, I still will hardly ever, if at all, I will never blame a loss on umpires, but because there's always plenty of stuff that we can do in games better. But it definitely hurts momentum. It absolutely hurts momentum. I agree, Lockie. I think we've started fairly well, all things considered. Now, granted, they could have kicked a couple more goals. They left a couple on the table. We're just got to get better and quicker at setting up the ground on that transition, don't we? Mitch Cleary said that Bailey Fritsch, okay, dislocated his finger last week and he didn't train today. Geez, that is a big laid out. Who have they put in? Yeah, he tortures us, doesn't he? How does that make everyone feel about our defensive matchups now? See, if I hear Fritsch is out, that makes me think that Harrison Petty will play forward more, which has been problematic for us the last few times, hasn't it? He's always been one that's gotten a hold of us. I blame the Melbourne game in round 7 on the umpires. I flew down for that debacle. Oh, Elaine, yeah, I know. Sims on the ground. Elaine's had a couple of stinkers against us, not going to lie. So has Gorman's had a lot of stinkers against us. Yeah. All right, so we see the second quarter with Tom Sims starting on the ground. Aiden Johnson in. Okay. There we go. Quarter 2. Up and about. Try and make sure we get the timer right. Do we reckon there's a bit of a breeze going Geelong's way based on what we saw in the first quarter? Or, sorry, now our end? Commentators seem very complimentary of the way we're playing, which is always nice. Reece Stanley, done for the day. The Cats midfield, though, is still pretty stacked, isn't it, with AFL talent? Okay, so the commentator just said that apparently Sims, well, not apparently, he was managed the first quarter, but we'll start this second quarter and see out the rest of the game. So we'll see what that looks like. All the best Tom Sims out there. Hopefully you can get amongst it. Wouldn't mind seeing him kick a snag or two. Here we go. Second quarter underway. Boom. Jesus. Cats forward before I could even bring up the other screen. Oh. That's going over the top. Elnor. Oh, Elnor, you got to pick that up, son. In the back. No, probably not. Sonny's going all right. He's got 11 disposals. Ant. The problem, it's not really a problem, I suppose. But it sort of doesn't make a lot of sense him playing as a midfielder in the VFL if we're going to play him as a half forward or a wing in the AFL. I think I'd like to see him play in his relevant position in the VFL so he can actually get better at that role. Good pressure in the back line there. Oh, Burton's not seen him coming at all. Oh, good go. Harry Armstrong, look inside, son. Oh, Juddy Clark. Sims with the tackle. Good impact. Sims and Juddy. Love to see it. Samson's hit it straight to the Cats, but that should come back our way. We are scrapping hard in defence. Alnor probably needed to be a little bit cleaner with that previous entry, didn't he? Lockie Miller to Petty and to Van Rooyen with the athleticism. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Like I suppose the aim of the game, isn't it, is that you want... Oh, kick, good mark. You want to make sure that Bolter can stay forward or ruck and roaming. Like, I know he plays well in defence. Oh, Fitty. What for? Got no idea what that 50 was for, but we'll take it. I think is it McKenzie's got the ball? Tom McKenzie. What was the 54 here? So he's taking the mark. Oh, they must have... I think they were asking the men on the mark to move back. I'm not sure he really needed to be fair, but we'll take it. McKenzie having a shot for goal here. Oh, that looks ugly off the boot. That was an absolute mung. Not even sure that spun remotely correctly, that. Shane, it'd be nice if the 2017 game plan was back in full force, wouldn't it? I think, even if we just see glimpses of that. Like, I know that, I know the new coaches would want to impose their game plan and not just keep rolling with what Dimmer was doing, but that was kind of working. So I wouldn't be against just some mild tweaks, but no, the way we've been moving the ball today has actually been really promising, but you want it to translate across both teams, of course. Samson Ryan's been doing all right in the ruck. We're quick to knock him, but credit to him, he's been doing fairly well. Juddy Clark, a nice little handball. That great kick forward. Tom Burton takes the mark and holds up play. Well done. He's got options as he go back and have the shot. Everyone's telling him to settle. Wonderful inboard kick there. That all started from a really, really well-directed ruck tap from Samson Ryan, and then the mids got to work. Juddy Clark on the wing with a nice little handball and then the kick inboard. As Tom Burton comes in from 50. That's swinging back in. That looks good, Tommy Burton. Good boy. Great work, Tommy Burton. He's had a good couple of weeks. He would have been really, really close to getting selected. I know he was on the extended list this week, wasn't he? What a story, though. Literally the last player picked for us. He's had some AFL time. Now he's getting some VFL minutes. So I think I like the look of him. This kick, though, from... Who was that? That kick from Tom McKenzie was very, very good. So that kick from McKenzie typically goes down the line. And that's where the Geelong players are heading. So for him to be able to sort of angle it off the outside of his boot and get that inboard to where we had numbers was wonderful. Wonderful. Jakey Jody's going all right. I think he's had 6 disposals. He's been doing okay. Couple of good pressuring acts that, don't necessarily result in tackles, but it was pressure nonetheless. McKenzie to Street. Juddy Clark could be on over the top here if we get it moving. What are they saying in the thread there, Lockie? Tick Faithful, welcome. Hope you're doing well, brother. I'm not saying this in a hyperbolic manner. I'm still hearing a lot of very positive things about Smiley from people who are seeing him firsthand, with the way he's moving. Oh, good spoil, Samson Ryan. That's all he's got to do. I know he didn't mark it, but making that contest is exactly what we need the big guys to do, whether it's Samson Ryan, whether it's Fawcett, whether it's Armstrong, Fall, whoever. That spoil is bang on. So I like seeing that. Great tackle. That's got to be holding the ball. No? Okay. Wow. Way to not reward us. They're all diagnosing his quad. The only diagnosis we need to care about is that it's better and tracking well. And I'm sure this is what you're alluding to, but quite literally, anything else trying to decipher what's wrong with or what was wrong with it is just complete guesswork. Oh, sorry, Tick Faithful, I missed that. Apologies. Jasper Alga reminds me of Townsend in a good way. In what sense? Like, he's probably not as... Maybe from the marking and goal kicking sense, I think it's a good one. The only thing that Townsend probably has better than what Alga has, I reckon, well, not reckon, but Towner was certainly a lot more aggressive and physical, wasn't he? That's not to say that Jasper can't do that. I just think Towner, he was a very special type, wasn't he? His aggression at the man with the ball was first rate. Like, that run he had from the Freo game onwards in 17, he was just a brutal man. But from a goal sense perspective, I think it's not a bad shout you've done there. We've gone inside 50 here. Sonsy's been just thrown out of the contest there. Our tackling pressure's been good here. Zach O'Keefe's had a great start. Yeah, you're right, mate. So they both can play tall, and that's always been my big liking to Jasper's game, is that even though he is, I mean, technically listed smaller, he's definitely not a small forward. I don't want to put pressure on him, but I'm hoping he can be like our Bailey Fritsch type player, that medium forward who gets on the move. He's got a good mark, good goal sense. Doesn't have to be ultra quick, but is just a very crafty and smart player. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Yeah, Samson's had a really good game so far. I think it'd be hard pressed, honestly, to knock what he's done in this game. Is Armstrong getting shut down? He's playing on, I think, Kruger. I mean, the kicking the ball to him hasn't been totally wonderful, but he has struggled to get near it. Yeah. We'd love to see Jasper be consistent across 4 quarters, which will come with experience. 100%. Yeah. What I do like is, even though he's not consistent yet across 4 quarters, I do like that when he's getting his shots at goal, he's typically taking his chances and making the most of his opportunities. That's still a really good thing. Oh, Sims flies for the ball. Toner is in the clinches. Oh! Milner. Wow. Rows it and snaps the goal in the contest. Tigers on the board again. Milner's had a good game too so far. That'd be 8 touches or 7 touches, 2 goals. Wonderful bit of roving there. Good work from Sondy to wheel around back onto the right. Good competing from Sims and Toner. That's a great pickup and goal. What a pickup. I reckon Luke Bruce being in the club is wonderful for Jasper. Yeah, and even like when I was talking to Taj at the post-game press conference, the Q&A, I asked about Bruce, and he couldn't speak any more highly of Luke Bruce and the wisdom that he's imparting on the young forwards. So I think we'll see snippets of it this year, but I think the work that Luke Bruce is doing and instilling in our young smalls or mediums will start to really show over the next 2 or 3 years, when they can really understand what it is he's wanting them to do and them doing it on a consistent basis. Oh, Houghton's going to get done here, isn't he? Jeez, that's unlucky. You think Zane will be our Lambert or Castagna? Hopefully. I'm really excited to see what Zane does this week. I don't sort of expect him to get the midfield time like he had been doing in the VFL. But he is a crafty forward. He'll be a little bit slippery, I reckon. Our pressure's been on point here, folks. We've adjusted really well here. Good Milner. Ah, no one there though. Play on, tackle him. Oh, they could have absolutely smashed him then. Jeez. Happy Sims is out there for what we thought could have been an ACL. Agree, Jakey. Agree. Seeing that at the time, that looked real bad, didn't it? Just his reaction and everything. I mean, he would have obviously thought the worst as well in that moment, but it's such a good result. And that's why I'm so glad that we didn't have it, didn't put him in cotton wool for the rest of the year as Polkinghorne misses to the right-hand side. Because, that would have been the easy option. Same with Campbell Gray, same with Sam Lawler, same with Josh Smiley. The easy option would have been, let's put these kids on ice for next year. But I like that we're showing the willingness and desire to have these kids playing football, to get that experience, no matter whether it's 3 games at the end or what that looks like. They're putting... Oh, no, that's a dangerous kick in. Oh, wow, that was lucky. We've got to be careful with these kickouts. But we're clearly placing a good emphasis on actually developing and giving the kids exposure, not just trying to wrap them up in cotton wool. And I like that. Let's see what we do here with street kicking out. We can't be just chipping it short and over kicking it. Got to compete there. I know Harry got a little bit of a block, but that's a rubbish kick from the Cats, though. Let's hit him on the counter. Go. Oh, he's put that way too far. Juddy Clark and Toner sprinting with the ball. Who do you see as a medium defender like Lockdown, for example, like Lockie Jones for Port? It's kind of one we don't really have, isn't it, Tig Faithful? I mean, at an absolute stretch, I say this with keeping in mind that we've got Kai Annan, who's obviously taller, Campbell Gray, who's taller. Is it Luke Traynor? The one player who I think can play both ends, and I don't think we'll see him back down there anytime soon because of the value he has up forward, but Ryan Mansell was a defender once, but he's probably more of a small, so that's probably not fitting your description. But yeah, is it Luke Traynor that does the medium sort of defender role? Because those medium forwards and small forwards do trouble us, don't they? Got a spoil here. Oh, that's a rubbish effort for a spoil. Had to do better. We've just broken down a couple of times at half forward. The last 2 forward entries, not getting enough adequate contest where the ball is. Jesse Miller comes in for goal and puts it through. Do you think we could see Archie Daffy get a VFL game? Could be... I don't know if we do that or not, Solari. I think... I don't know if VFL clubs have proper ties to Talent League clubs. Like, I don't know if you can just use any play from any Talent League side. Maybe being a father-son prospect, there's a different ruling there. I'm not too sure. Because I know we've had a lot of players from Oakley Chargers, I think, in recent times. I'd love to see Daffy in that get a game if it was possible. Nothing wrong with seeing that. I'm just not sure what the regulations are around it, that's all. Yeah, Brown could be as well. I want to see Brown get a bit more daring and aggressive, though. And I reckon this week, with Short out, could be a really good chance to see some of like Banks and Brown get dangerous and Sam Grill. Mansell is very valuable for it, and that's why I said I don't think he would get shifted. But if we did have a need for a lockdown small defender, he could do it. But yeah, I agree. Oh, Harry! Pay the mark to Harry! Oh, jeez. It probably wasn't a mark, to be fair. Juddy Clark, good little handball inboard to Sonzi, to Toner. Another smother from the Cats. Jeez, they've really got this smother game on point here. 7 smothers. Oh, my commentary and observations are bang on here. They are smothering like men possessed. What's Sim's best position and where does he fit when everyone's healthy? Oh, is there an easier question? I'm not sure. I don't know. Best position. Oh, here we go. Oh, Sims presents. Oh, good bump from Harry. He's dragged that in. Oh, that's lucky. I reckon prior to the ruck rule change, that Sims' position was going to be as a forward who may be rucked, but I wouldn't mind him trying him as that hybrid ruckman. Like, he's got the athleticism, he's got the height, so maybe he could be a good, like a pretty competent secondary ruck. But I think up forward where we'll see him do most of his work. Alex Balcom, hope you're doing well. Would love to see Sims, Nank, and Bolter do a three-way rotation ruck forward. Hey, don't mind it. Don't mind it. You know, yeah, if we think about next year, the prospect of Nank, Bolter, and Sims sharing the ruck load, I think makes complete sense. I reckon that's a good way to try and do it. Because when Nank's not rucking, I'd have him on the bench, largely because of his age, but also because when Nank and Sims aren't rucking, they're both very mobile and agile and can go forward, and we get a bit more from them up there than what we would with Nank. Good tackle, Burton. Tanner Armstrong could play as that lockdown small defender. How is he defensively, though? I know he's done a little bit of work on half back, but from a defensive mindset perspective, I'd want to make sure that he was like really switched on to lock down and defend. My worry would be with all the work he's done in the midfield that he's very offensively minded, but not so much defensively, would be the only thing I'd be wanting to look at. Watching on the AFL website, that's where I'm watching it too, 30 seconds ahead. The only way to sync it up would be if you're able to pause it. So I'm watching on the AFL website as well. So I've got 17, 56, 57, 58, 59, 18 minutes. So it would only be if you could pause it temporarily. Burton bursting away through the middle of the ground, kicks it forward, but he's not put it to the advantage of Tom Sims whatsoever. That's a dangerous kick, though. Cats have recovered well. Streets defended really well here. Good tackle, Elnor. Is Sonzi still our second best winger behind Rechko? I don't know if we know who our second best winger is yet. I've liked him on the wing. Oh, Ryan gives away a free kick for too high. That was a bit unlucky. No, I've liked Sonzi's work on the wing this year. I think he's definitely improved as a player. The question sort of becomes, is there a better option? I still think long-term that Juddy Clark's got a role to play as a wingman. As Joe Pike is coming in for a shot at goal here. Saunders getting a heap of it, 19 touches, 2 marks, 6 clearances. But he's playing in a position that he doesn't play at AFL level. So that's the confusing part. It's going to fall to the top of the square. Oh my God. That is shithouse defending. How have we done that? How have we just all drifted to the one side and he's taken an uncontested mark on the goal line? That is not good. Unless it was the breeze that dragged the ball and it caught everyone out. Yeah, Jack Lees could do that role as well. Obviously, would need a bit of development and still to happen for him. But yeah, I'm still kind of eyeing off Juddy Clark. I'm not sure if Hugo Ralsmith is the answer. We might be trying Trezise there again tomorrow. I'm not sure how that goes long term. I still think Juddy's probably got them both for talent, class, and footy IQ. But he's got to get the exposure. So, I mean, Juddy's on the wing now, of course, which is good. Pay to hold. Yeah, round 1 next year, Tig Faithful, where does Bolter line up? Oh, Samson, Ryan and Sims have just flown. I would... Oh my gosh. What are we doing down there? If you caught... I don't understand as defenders, if you're caught behind like that, punch the ball. Why are we trying to mark from the back? Going back with the flight of the ball. You've just got to be killing that contest. What are we doing? I think I'd want Bolter to be playing forward ruck. I think if we've got a fully healthy list available, there's more than enough players at our disposal to have cover in the back line. Miller, Gray, Annand, Trainer. So, Polking on kicks his third. That was terrible defending, though. The Cats have had a really good purple patch here. But yeah, I think we've got enough players that we don't need to use Bolter in the back line from the start. I'd still be using him in a really aggressive manner. Whether it's the number 1 ruck to start centre bounces or whether it's forward, that's where I would be using him. Armstrong has to be better than 1 touch in a VFL half. We've not done him any favours, to be fair, kicking the ball to him, but yeah, you'd like to see him get a bit busier. We've got to respond here. Sonzi gets the clearance, but he's overshot the kick. Got to defend well here, and if possible, turn it over and get one back ourselves as the Cats go forward again. That's got to be dropping the ball. Good tackle. Let's see what we can build from here. That's a dangerous kick. Yeah, don't take that one. Good mark, Harry Armstrong. Gets himself involved. That's what he's got to do. He's got to get on the lead. He's probably just not physical enough yet to be able to wrestle opponents for a mark. Well, Sims flies. Gets the handball out. That's got to be holding the ball too. He didn't dispose of it. Pokemon's killing us here. Oh, they're giving a push. Wow. That's a very lucky free kick. I don't know whether he did much wrong there. Oh my God, that kick to closers shut that down. Brian Myers. Jeez, we've got to get better. If you're going to go across the face of goal like that, you've got to hit your target. Harry Armstrong looks bigger and stronger. He definitely looks bigger and stronger for what he was in the last couple of years, but he's still not really a match for some of the other bigger and strong. Samson, you can face the guy kicking the ball, mate. You don't have to face the umpire. What are you doing? See, that pass inside 50, that's what I was talking about on the video I did earlier on in the week. The inability to plug up those leading lanes inside 50 are really, really frustrating. You shouldn't be able to just lead up and take a mark like that. Like, we should be forcing, that kick should be a forced high drop kick in there that we can compete in the air with. You shouldn't be able to hit leading forwards like that. We've dropped off here, haven't we, a bit in this second quarter? Number 27 out the back here is a bit dangerous. Yeah, Jakey, someone said before, Fritsch is out. That's a big out. He's definitely one who's a very, very dangerous player. for Melbourne. Jeez. We've had an absolute nightmare in this last 7 or 8 minutes. Cats have just capitalised. They have flexed their muscle. Almost a throw over the head there, but which I think is what the players are asking the question about. Four goals in 12 minutes. "27 minutes gone. This is where you need a bit of a response. Find a way to arrest momentum. Spun him around in a 360. That used to be paid holding the ball once upon a time. Even before he kicked it. Swansea up to 20 touches. Ollie Houghton 14. Oh, probably need to do that. Yeah, I don't know why, Michelle, there's no... it confuses me too why there's no replays posted to the VFL. Because even like, if you think about the highlights that were posted on the club website the other week on Juddy Clark's first game back, it was predominantly Carlton highlights. Like whoever's from the AFL end, whoever's cutting up the highlights, they're not even doing a Richmond base and a Carlton version and then a game version. So you look on the club website and it's all one-way traffic with Carlton scoring goals, which none of us really give a shit about. So I agree, there needs to be, I think it's on the AFL more than anything, there needs to be some better accessibility for VFL games. Inside 50, you've got to mark that force. That has to be a one grabber. That's really disappointing. That is a golden opportunity just gone to waste. Here we go. Is that Toner deep? Good boy. Good body use, Toner. Yeah, on ABC TV, but I don't think the replays don't live anywhere. Like, I don't think you can go back after and watch a replays. Toner wheels around. Oh, just gets it over for a goal, Sam Toner. Desperately needed that just to feel good about ourselves going into half-time. 11 points isn't a lot, is it? But the Cats have been dominant here. It feels worse than what it is. Nice mark and goal there from Sam Toner. Geez, almost fell short though, didn't it? I think I've coached against his brother. I'm going to say it again, folks. Samson Ryan That was smothered, but on the whole, is doing okay today. Is there one more chance available here? Good little soccer out. Give the Juddy over the top. Go, Juddy. Burn them. Oh, no, it's Toner. Same coloured boots. Need someone to fly. Oh. Is that 77? That's O'Keefe again. Oh, Toner. Roves it. Snaps it. Goals it. Good boy, Toner. Very nice. That's a great little bit of play there from Sammy Toner. On the fly. Look at him. Gets on the move. No one marking him. Bang. Goal. I reckon it might be VM, an exception for overseas viewers, because I can never. Maybe it's because I'm not looking in the right time frame, to be honest. But like that being said, you would think that the VFL replay should just be something that's available, right? It shouldn't be so hidden. Because yeah, like people were saying earlier, a lot of our games clash with the AFL games. We don't get to see it. As Houghton gets out the middle. Not sure if we've got time for another one. O'Keefe, sells a bit of candy, loses his footing, gives it back to Mackenzie. Get it inside 50, lads. Where's Big Sims or Armstrong or Sammy Toner at the back? Oh. He used his body well there. Yeah, Toner's one that I'd still be keeping a close eye on for a rookie list spot. I fear it might not be with us. I don't know who it might be with, but he's got talent, and I've enjoyed seeing him up on the wing a little bit too. Oh, that was a lucky clearing kick then from Warple. Got to hold up here. Got to hold up. Get numbers back. Oh, someone shepherd. Jesus. That handball was rubbish. He's had a bit of a stinker there, Liam George. Should have either laid the shepherd. I think Samson Ryan has shown some pretty good physicality today. To be fair to him, like I know that's easy to knock him, but I think he's actually been pretty dialed into this game and tough at the contest. He's getting busy. It would have to be in the top 5 or 6 players for us on the ground so far, I reckon, in terms of having impact on the game. And he had a good game last week too. I mean, 8 disposals, 24 hit-outs, 1 mark. Even though, like, it's 1 kick, 7 handballs, but I reckon Samson Ryan's been competing really well. I don't think you could knock his game at all today. The question becomes, does that translate to AFL level? Obviously, we've seen more evidence to say that it doesn't, which is the frustrating part, isn't it? Because, you know, we often talk about him being re-signed for that 3-year deal a couple of years ago. And I suppose it was probably on the back of that I think you could see what it looked like may happen from his form at VFL level, but it just didn't or hasn't yet translated to AFL level, unfortunately. What do you do with Sam Toner though? Like, and this is where we talk about assistant packages. And I don't think we should ask for a priority pick or anything like that. I wouldn't mind some extra list spots though. Kind of like what I know West Coast got a pick as well, but they also got some extra list spots. Because if we were to get a couple of extra list spots afforded to us, that would be when I'd love to see a Toner added to a list spot like that. So you have the chance to play him at AFL level if form warrants it at VFL. I think we could use some spots like that to really good effect. So that's what I'd like to be doing. But would you all be comfortable taking a bit of a punt on Sam Toner? Don't really need that in for halftime, do I? If it's available for me, yeah, exactly right, Via. And I'm pumped for you, of course, that it's available for you. I just wish there was just somewhere where all the VFL games were housed, just on the AFL website, so you can go back and watch them like the AFL games. Yeah. Dave, welcome, mate. Really liking the look of Sims and Armstrong, both presenting well. Harry did have a bit of a slower start. Like I said earlier, I don't think the way we were putting the ball inside 50 wasn't necessarily to his advantage. But later on in that quarter, him pushing up to the wing and getting into space, he definitely looked a lot better. Sims has been attacking the contest well. I'm keen for him to clunk a big grab, just for his confidence, really. But just good to see him out there. Samson needs to do more with his ruck dominance. I reckon he has been today. Today's probably the first time I've actually felt like he is having a bit of influence in the ruck. A couple have not been roved by us, but I feel like he is working a bit harder at directing it and trying to give us an advantage, especially with Reece Stanley off. Especially. Mark, watching on the ABC iView app on your TV, New South Wales. Very good. What did everyone make of that first half? The Cats had a 4-0 purple patch for about 12 minutes there, and it looked like they were going to get away from us. I thought it was a really, really good fight back from Richmond to kick those late 2 goals from Sam Toner. And we're still right in the hunt. I think there's no shame in saying that Geelong are probably the better outfit, right? They seem to have a bit more class and experience across most lines. But our guys are holding their own. They're doing okay. Just got to tighten up a bit more defensively and, yeah, not let them get those easy ones out the back. Yeah, I don't know, Trent. Where's Noel Roberts-Thompson? And when we did the live show yesterday for the team, someone did mention that NRT wasn't listed for the VFL. I'm not too sure. Does anyone know? I don't know. I don't know if he's a carryover player. My assumption is that Steely Green's the carryover player for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I really don't know. If someone does know, give us a shout out. Michelle, great effort for the first half. Agree. Dave, Juddy Clark looks a class above. Good to see he hasn't lost confidence. I'm with you, Dave. What's he got so far? Let me find him. 8 disposals, 2 tackles, 1 mark. Like, I know it's not record-breaking numbers, is it? But he's probably still being a little bit managed. I don't know. I'm still keen to see him play some AFL footy this year, Juddy Clark. What I always wonder is how much does someone like his game elevate playing at a higher level with more classy players around him? I just think he'll go to a greater level. And look, that's a little bit of blind hope by me, I acknowledge. But you can just see he's just got a bit of pizzazz about him. But I am also mindful that we do need to ease him into it. NRT's being managed. Fair enough, Tig. Fair enough, Tig. Appreciate that. That's good that it's just managed and nothing else. So don't mind that. Fawcett doesn't look right in that I don't feel he's presenting well for contests. Marking not sticking his marks. Yeah, he definitely dropped. He dropped an absolute sitter that he should have taken inside 50. But, I mean, thankfully we scored from the next play. But, yeah, he should be clunking. They should be regulation, right? He got the first goal of the game, though, to be fair to him. But that other one he dropped should have been regulation. Extra list spot for Category B Indigenous plays is starting from next year. Yeah, I did sort of see something in a fleeting comment about that the other day. I'm not sure if we have anyone that we're sort of tracking from an NGA perspective that would fit that mold or not for that kind of extra Category B spot. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind just having some extra list spots in totality. Wouldn't mind seeing young Patrick Carr get some games too, the big 217cm ruckman. But we'll go through some disposals for half-time. Sonzi leading the way with 23, 2 marks, 7 clearances. Ollie Houghton, 15. 4 tackles, 5 clearances. That's some pretty good numbers from Ollie Houghton. Tom McKenzie's been good with 9. Samson Ryan, we did. Zach O'Keefe on debut, 1 goal, 8 disposals, 2 tackles, 1 clearance. I thought he's been really good. Milner's been good, 2 goals, 8 disposals, 6 tackles, 3 clearances. Juddy Clark, 8 disposals, 2 tackles. Tom Burton, 1 goal, 8 disposals, 3 tackles. Sam Toner, like just how effective Toner is. 7 disposals, 2 goals, 1 clearance. Was Yassine injured that quarter, folks? Did anyone notice him? I only say that because he's only got the 3 disposals. I don't really remember seeing him in that second quarter. Did anybody else see Yassine? Fawcett, 1 goal, 3 touches. Harry Armstrong, 2 touches. Tom Sim, just the 1 touch. 1 tackle, 1 hit out though as well. Shane, hey Chris, I wish our AFL listed players would clean up their disposal. Looked earlier and AFL players were in the 60s. The VFL players were above. I mean, yeah. It'd be great if they could all lift their disposal. I will say that I think Geelong's pressure has been pretty good early. It's more, for me, it's more about when you're in space and you've got time that we miss targets and disposal errors, and that really annoys me. You just got to get better at those ones. They've competed hard, and hopefully, but to your point, if we tidy up that disposal, even by 5%, 10%, it makes a significant difference, doesn't it? And you sort of come to expect that from the AFL listed guys, especially the more experienced ones, although there's not many of the experienced ones out there, to be fair. Yeah, Polkadin looks good, doesn't he, Dave? He's been really good. Would he fit us as a third tall? I suppose, would he be offering more than McKelty Lafau? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Our forward line mix is going to be really interesting next year, isn't it? So here's a question for everybody. If everyone's fully fit and available, who plays up forward? So if we're assuming that we've still got Lynch, so you'll have Lynch, Lafau, Armstrong, Fall. I'm going to put Bolter there. Sims. If you're picking 3 of the big guys to play up forward, who's everyone picking? Who is everyone's 3 ideal forwards? Keeping in mind that you want to have that blend of experience and youth. Let me know what you guys are all thinking. For me, Lynch has to be 1, if we've still got him. I think Fall has to be 1. Does he? But then, yeah, is it Sims? I mean, I think Bolter's got to be there too. It's genuinely a really tough question to answer. Michael, how are you, mate? Good to see Miller and McKelty sign on. Yes, agree. Miller in particular, I was probably a bit more worried about. The McKelty one, I suppose there was some murmurs early on in the piece about the conversations had started. And like with Lafau, it's the same sort of conversation about Sonzi too, that you aren't signing them to necessarily be best 23 players week in, week out, as much as it'd be wonderful for them, of course. But they're players that can come in and play a role at AFL level if needed. You need those players. So I'm wrapped with it. I think it's good. What do we got here? So Tick Faithful, you've gone Lynch, Lafau, Fall. This is a question without notice. Did we see that combination a lot during the year? Have those 3 played together much? I know that Lafau and Lynch haven't played together a lot, but have them as a trio had much game time together, I wonder? It couldn't have been much, could it? Jakey's gone Fall, Armstrong and Lynch. Shane's gone Lynch, Fall and Lafau. Tick Faithful adding with Bolter as 4th tall. That's the beauty of Bolter, isn't it? He can just rotate down there and slot in. Dave's gone Lynch, Bolter, then rotate Armstrong, Fall. Sims may end up a second ruck option. Yeah, how do we feel about that with Sims? I sort of feel like the new ruck rule means that it lends itself to him being a second ruck. Is that how everyone else feels with Tom Sims? Matt says, I think we still work on developing all the key forwards, bring them in and out of the ones. So just, okay, alternate them. Yeah, I get you. Heels, our ruck scenario is unusually positioned. We have quite a few options now, but need to upgrade. It's a good point. Who do you think our next first choice ruck to trade in? You're right. It is a very unusual scenario. Is Hayes Brown playing today as well? No, he's not on the list. I could have sworn that Hayes Brown was meant to be available. I don't know who the next target could be. If we're talking about trading an experienced player like Bailey Williams, I'm not sure if he's still available. Dodson, but he's not really experienced. Is there a Moyle? I really don't want Shane Briggs. I think Tig Faithful, might have been you put a post up about Briggs. And who was the other player you put up? Briggs and maybe it was Bailey Williams. I can't remember. But Briggs, I think, is too much like Nankervis. I don't think we get an advantage in that space if we get Briggs. It just doesn't make sense. I think if you're gonna trade in a ruckman, it just has to be that athletic type, that prototype that we're seeing now. But maybe we've already got that. Like, is there a world where your ruck combination could be Bolter and Sims, Nankervis, and then does that then allow you to draft a Harry Van Hatten? I still have some reservations personally about using a 1 or 2 pick on a ruckman, but Harry could be a generational talent that's worth it. Jakey, do you think Gibcus can bounce back? Oh, I'm starting to get concerned. Even when he came back, he just didn't look as springy. Well, he looked lighter than what he was last year. I don't know. And we've now got some good coverage in that spot too. So there's going to be a real competition for spots for those key position defensive roles, isn't there? I really want Gibcus to make it because him at his best, if he's producing what we saw in his draft year, that's an absolute bonus and weapon to have in your team. We just need his body to be nice to him. Tick Faithful, they played Dreamtime and Anzac Eve and also West Coast games. So, okay, so it's a fairly small sample size, isn't it? So Dreamtime we won, the West Coast game we won, and Anzac Eve, I think we were in that for a little bit, weren't we? It was one quarter that Melbourne blew us away. That's interesting. I think you want to see more of it then, don't you? Jakey, I hope Sims can be like in English. That's what I feel like too. That'd be a great result, wouldn't it? Shane, great thing about Bolter, he can go anywhere. Another player is having, 100%. And I'm usually not a big fan of plug and play players. Like as a rule, I kind of like to leave him settled in a role. I think Bolter's doing okay though, isn't he? Like he understands the fundamentals of being a defender. So we know he can do that. But if we can add him being a proper ruckman, because you've got to remember, he's not trained to do the rucking at all. So now we get an off season to train him to be a ruckman or a backup ruckman. Who knows where it takes us? Briggs not suited to the new ruck rules. Agree. I don't think he's the right choice. O'Keefe, 3 senior games for Maffra this year in the midfield. 3 BOGs, 9 goals. Like it's pretty good going, isn't it? Let's say we bring in Butters, Archie Butler, and a second round pick from the Cody Walker bid. Who are we delisting retiring? So I think you got to make 3 changes. So we know Broad's finishing up, so we can sort of lock that in. If you're reading the tea leaves, I think Caleb Smith's in trouble, given that he's not been given an opportunity. I know he's concussed now, but given they've not played him yet, I reckon Caleb Smith's in trouble. Personally, I think Liam Fawcett is going to ask for, whether he asks for a trade or whether he just gets delisted and is picked up as a free agent, I think he's going to want opportunity elsewhere. So that's 3. Prestia is a bit of an unknown. That could be 4. My personal opinion is if we are actually a genuine shot of getting Zach Butters, I do think that someone like Jacob Hopper will be traded. I can't logically make sense of how we can keep Hopper and Prestia if you bring in another midfielder. It doesn't make sense. The numbers don't work because we're going to need to be giving midfield minutes to Houghton, to Sam Lawler, to Smiley, to Seth Campbell, to Kane McAuliffe, to Jack Ross, to Tim Taranto. Like all of them, that's 7 players. Butters 8. They would all be getting midfield minutes ahead of Hopper and Prestia, in my opinion, for the way forward. And I think the tinfoil hope part of me, if Port Adelaide forced a trade for Butters, could there be a world where Hopper's included in the trade for Butters, not solely just a direct swap, of course? Could Hopper be part of that? We keep paying his wage, so Port get him for free, essentially. He goes in as their in and under midfielder, and then there's other picks on top of that. I could see that being a benefit for Hopper and for Richmond. I just can't see. I can't see how we can, even if we don't get Butters, I still think we've got far too many midfielders that are ahead that we need to get games into. So I think there is a world where there's a win-win scenario for him moving on, which I know sounds really harsh, but he just doesn't fit our side at the moment. And Prestia you would have to say, is a chance to retire for sure. Who else? See, Hugo Ralsmith could be one that's in trouble as well with potentially. Sonzi I would still keep because, like I've said before, I know there's a lot out there who don't rate him, but if in 2027, if Tyler Sonzi is the worst player we have on our list, we're in a great spot. And you need depth. You need players who can come in and play. So I'd be keeping him personally. Hayes Brown, I mean, I don't see a reason to get rid of him. Unless the upgrade has to happen. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Dave, I'm hoping we can get Butler. He and Butters would complete our midfield 100%. If we can find a way to get Archie Butler and Zach Butters in the one-off season, that would be astronomical, and that completes your midfield. Gibcus, I think, does lack some confidence in his body, Melanie, for sure. Yeah. Understandable, and unfortunately, you can't really put a timeline on that as well. Like, it's just something that has to click for him. I can also see a situation where we offer players contracts and they also have other offers. I think that's a real thing as well, Vincent. I think there'll be some players that do get offers for better opportunity, and could force it to be part of a thing for the Butters trade as well. Like, I have heard that there is some interest from Adelaide teams. He is from Adelaide. Yeah, Shorty's an interesting one. As we've got the third quarter about to kick off, folk. Get me a little stop clock. Here we go. 49-44 heading into the third quarter. We are in the hunt. We'll have to see if we can crack on with this. Just keep our defensive game going. All right, we're on. Surely that's close to holding the ball. Jacob, apparently Short was a corked quad. His arm's being held. So I get very passionate. Go Houghton, get in there. First forward 50 entry. Who have we got? Fawcett crashes the pack. We've got nothing much happening at ground level. I don't think we'll have any late changes, J-Man, no, but apparently Bailey Fritches are laid out for Melbourne, which is huge. Oh, Juddy Clark just burst inside. Great kick. Get him into the AFL now. Get him in. I've seen enough. Cuts inside traffic. on the left, lowers the eyes and hits up a forward target. We need that in absolute spades at AFL level. Get him into the AFL side next week, please. I beg you. I beg you. Look at that. Oh, my gosh, do we need that? Got to kick this, Fawcett. Got to kick this. How much has Ben Serple to blame for the injury crisis? I mean, look, well, we'll talk through this first. Fawcett coming in for goal. Come on, Liam. Get in. Good boy. Very good. Look, the program, I think, is a lot to blame. I do think there's some other factors as well. I don't know what those factors are. I'm just very hesitant to fully blame one individual person, because a program, I think, is usually comprised of a lot of different moving parts. So I think nailing just one solely is maybe a little bit extreme. I would say it's a majority, though. If the ground tests are being done each week, like has been said, then it had to be the program. It was the right call. As harsh as it is, the right call was made. And, now it's on the club to find the absolute best replacement. As we go inside 50 here again, with a quick soccer off the ground, Harry Armstrong. Oh, he's just got bumped off the ball there. Got to not have that happen. Oh, Harry's going to just crunch someone. That's too high. Late call. Nice win for lunch. I'll make you laugh. What's for lunch today? I don't know. I'll have to check what's for lunch today. So not that anyone really cares, I suppose, but the last 10 days I've been doing the full calorie tracking in a bid just to lose a bit more weight before America. And I'm kind of operating on 1900 calories a day, which is ultra aggressive. It's the first time I've ever measured food, weighed food. To be fair, my wife's been doing it for about 30 days. She's been smashing it. So I'm kind of just tacking on to what she's doing. And she's really doing a lot of it for me, to be honest. She's killing it. As we go inside 50 again, Milner. Harry Armstrong, tackle him. Good boy. You've got to be in trouble here, son. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, a lot of chickens and proteins and lean beefs. So I'm not actually sure what's on the cards for lunch today. But in the 10 days, I've lost about 3 kilos. Some of that's going to be water weight, glycogen, not necessarily all body fat. But yeah, it's going okay. So I don't know what's for lunch. Dinner I'm fending for myself, so it could be something a bit more exotic. Maybe a chicken schnitzel burger or something, who knows. Any suggestions, feel free to put them forward. Good, Burton. Or steamed dim sims, that's a good shout. They're pretty good calorie-wise too. Oh, Harry takes a mark. Almost unopposed inside 50. So we don't actively try new supplements. I'm not going full Essendon just yet. No, but we did get a protein powder from, I'm going to say it was Coles or Safeway. It's a protein one with creatine as well. Maybe we need to do just the protein one next time, but adding it into like overnight oats, if I need to up protein at the end of the day, I'll do like a protein shake. So kind of very new to all of that type of stuff as well. Any suggestions there? That too. As Harry Armstrong comes in for his first for the day, a low driving ball, and he's nailed it. Harry Armstrong is on the board, folks. Very good start to this quarter, folks. It's hard not to like the fact that we're digging deep and having a crack here. The players and coaches will know if the ground was an issue. Well, and we are at Waverley, so we haven't officially moved to Waverley Birdmen. Welcome, Birdmen, by the way. We haven't officially, I think the official move is September, but we are training at Waverley sporadically. So I'd actually love to know how prominent that is. See, Glenn, I call it Safeway still because I worked there and I only ever knew it as Safeway. I don't think I've ever referred to it as Woolies or Woolworths. It's just not in my vocabulary. I was a checkout chick, my first job. I reckon I've still got my Safeway name badge and tie. This Polkinghorn's killing us. When do we make finals? With and without Butters? Oh, without Butters 2028, with Butters 2029. Oh, without. Right, I read that backwards. I think 2029. I mean, the wild card makes things interesting for 2028, but like 2027, I think is a write-off. I don't mean to be doom and gloom when I say that. I just mean that we're still got to get these kids to 60, 70 games together. Like this year has stalled what we've done massively, and you all know that. I think 2029 is the most realistic if we're talking about finals. Oh, that's a great bounce. Juddy Clark. Oh, no, Toner. They look the same. Can one of you change your boot colour, please? Shit. Here we go. We're going forward here. Oh, he's kicked it out of bounds, though. No, you're right, Glenn. You're right. No one does call it safer anymore. I'm probably on my lonesome there. Yeah, we actually just added chia seeds in the last 2 days to our overnight oats. So I have overnight oats, a bit of that, the protein pumped Greek yogurt with protein powder in there, and some banana on top with some cinnamon and honey. It tastes really good. I like it. Oh, and go. Someone stop him. Oh, that's a great mark. No, the oats go okay. I'm a fan. Tiger Mars, that is exactly why we're doing it, to make room, because we will not be counting calories in America. I can assure you of that. That is well off the table. No, it's two-pronged. It's obviously, I don't think the kids are watching this, so I think I can say it, but with going to the theme parks, because they don't know yet. So you're going to the theme parks, want to make sure that we can get on as many rides as possible, and just, I mean, general health and well-being, right? Running around, kicking the ball with the kids, all makes sense. Good mark from Liam Fawcett there. But no, we will not be counting calories whilst in America, yes. Yeah, I did read the creatine could be responsible for holding some extra water weight with what it does. So I suppose I stay mindful of that and not get too hard on myself if there's some fluctuation, in the weight change. Greek yogurt flavoured protein. Yeah, Jakey, well, I think we're going to the game next week for the Hawks. Is it our home game or their home game? I can't remember. But no, it's always an interesting time. I mean, look, to be fair, the Hawks have probably got our measure, haven't they, if we're being really honest with ourselves. So we'll see how we go. There you go, Dave. The Dasher stack shelves at night at Safeway, first job. The go-to little 15-minute break snack at Safeway was always a blue Powerade, and a Mars bar or an Aero bar, just sitting out in a little bench seat out in front of the store. Gee, that was a long time ago now, working at Safeway. Good spoil. Oh, closest rove that really well, though. Warple. Oh, shit, spoil, thank you. Wow. Cats are pushing here. Cats are pushing. Mike Michelle, I think we'll have a couple more crap years, but this year will pay off in the long run. 100%. It will. I sort of sometimes think to myself, in 2 or 3 years, Michelle, we won't even think about 2026. It'll be a distant memory, and we'll be happy as pigs in shit that we're got a great bunch of kids running around playing some great footy for us. How was Sonji not rewarded for that? What is happening? I swear the Cats are throwing ball heaps. Good spoil, Eleanor. Tiger Mars, collagen helped my friend as it seemed to... I have read little bits and pieces on that. I'll have to do a bit more research. Interesting. Dame's been a fantastic response. Agree. Our home game. Okay, so we'll be sitting in the Richmond area. My wife and middle child will be in Hawthorn gear. So that'll be something. Oh, good pick up. Oh, shit handball though from Harry. He picked it up well, but the handball was, oh, in the back. Birdman, I love this Birdman. Heads up, they are very strict on heights for rides in the US. Might need to get the kids to wear shoes with wheels, and it's how you got on as a kid. Love that. Love that. It's just you disregard your own safety to get yourself on a ride. I respect that. Well done. We have had a look, and our eldest will fit pretty much all rides. The middle child will be very close. The youngest will be no chance, but it's good that they've got like that parent swap, so we can line up, and I can go on with the oldest, and then swap with my wife. I can go on with the middle child, and we don't have to go line up again. So that's something. That was good by Fawcett. Good contest. Good rowing by Sonsi. Burton bursting through the middle of the ground. Who's he got out there though? Is this Yassine? I didn't see him in the second quarter, Yassine. Oh my God. How have we lost the 2-on-1? Vince, the kids have got their own passport. It's kind of why we had to get their passports done last year because we went to Bali for a wedding. And I suppose part of the motivation for going on another trip is to make use of it because the kids' passports are 5-year expiry. So we thought we may as well. And because flights went on special for LA, like I think I've said it before, we got flights for 5 of us return to LA and back, of course, for 3,900. Utterly insane. That usually, how is it not pushing him out? That usually costs anywhere between 10 to 15 grand. It was a Fiji Air special, like an introductory thing. Unbelievable price, and we just jumped at it. He's dropped that, and he's dragged it in. Oh, and Elnor's just been smashed then. Jakey, how do you think Uzo will go next year? Does it put pressure on him if we don't improve? If he's got access, and look, the hope is with the high performance change that we have 80% availability next year. If we have 80% availability next year, which is kind of the norm, and we're still not tracking well, then yeah, the pressure starts to build for sure. It just does. So we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. But if we can add a Ken Hinkley in the off season, if we can add a Butters, that changes things significantly. Dave, call me crazy, but I honestly think if we get Butters, we get 6 extra wins. That'd be huge. I mean, he's a pretty meaningful player, isn't he? Yeah, but we were talking about this before. When can our academy and father-son start training and playing in the VFL team? I don't know. I'm actually not too sure what the ruling is there. As the Cats kick a goal. I just don't know if we've got allocated zones and if that includes your father-sons and things like that. Because a few people have been asking, like, will we see Daffy and people like that play a couple of games? So I'm actually not sure. It would be good to. The Cats have been on top this last couple of minutes. We need to get some ascendancy back. The missed one's Ryan. Agree. Loving the Butters talk, folks. I'm still low-key confident that we're in a good spot to get him. Like, if we just think about a midfield rotation of Butters, Taranto, Lawler, Houghton, Ross, Cumming. Don't mind it. Oh, geez, he's out the back again. 2 goals in 10 seconds. Jesus. They're a good sideline. We've just got to get better at not letting easy goals out the back like that. Yeah, I think you're right, Birdman. Walker did play. He played a VFL game for them, didn't he? Yeah, it would be good to get him. If we get Butters, will someone else come along? I'm really big on the Hinkley. Are you talking about Hinkley or are you talking about a player? If Tasmania don't pick Hinkley, I reckon we are a very, very good chance to get Hinkley, which I think really increases your chances to get Butters. Yeah, it's a good point, folks, about Walker playing for Carlton's VFL team. Yeah, why aren't we doing that? Got to hold on here. So this is the big thing. You know, Geelong have got some momentum here. Ryan's being held. Do we keep playing aggressively, or do we have to try and play some tempo football? Like how do we play it to get the game back on our terms? Oh, I just cleared Burton then. Hopefully we can keep playing aggressive here. 18 million plus draft picks is too much for Butters. I'm not too phased about the dollars because we have to spend it. If we don't spend it, we lose it. So that part doesn't bother me. The draft picks, I've always said, good kick in board here. I would still want to make sure we keep our first pick this year. I don't know whether Port would be agreeing to that or not. Or we're inside 50. That might be a free kick in the back, or it's going to be holding the ball. But yeah, if it's future picks and players, I'm fine with. I mean, obviously, best case is they don't match us. Here we go. Stoppage inside 50. Harry Armstrong doing the ruck work. Nothing much comes of it. He does just thump into someone though. Lockie Street, he's an absolute bull. Juddy Clark with the tackle. Oh, good interception there. Milner inside 50. Who's there? Oh, the sun's got in his eyes there. Sam Toner, though, roving, handball over the top to absolutely no one. But Yassine's just socketed it 35 metres the other way. Oh, it's a high tackle. That's very unlucky. He just had to hold him up there. Did we ever have a tagger in our club? Oh, I mean, Jack Ross has done some tagging, but that's not really a fully fledged one. I don't really know when our last fully fledged tagger would be. About Tim Fleming. Can anyone remember Tim Fleming? Oh, geez, they've just gotten away with that. Jeez, the ball just bobbling around and going their way, spilling over the top of packs, has just opened the game right up. We tried to get numbers to that contest to surge it forward, and it just bobbled out to them. Missing out on Madden. Who are we chasing the ruck? Yeah, I don't know. And then Moore's a good shout. You'd want it to be someone experienced, I reckon. As the Cats get another one. Push Up King. Dan Jackson. He was a tough man, though, Rational Roman, wasn't he? Geez. If we grab the ball there, it's a different story. Keen on adding Hinkley. What impact they have on Uze? So you'd only be adding Hinkley if it was with the blessing of Uze. And personally, I would be doing it only if Hinkley had no desire to coach senior football again, because you don't need that distraction, that energy, that constant speculation, because that can derail things. So whether or not that can be done or not, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, we need a response here. The Cats have got another clearance. Good spoil. Oh, jeez. What a dog of a bounce that was. Wow. That bounce was disgusting. But we lost it in the guts there. Everyone went forward. No one stayed out the back, and the ruckman was able to just run away with it. Watch the bounce when this hits the deck. Jeez, it's just gone straight over Sonzi's head. Jeez, the Cats have been able to score quickly here, like they did earlier on in the game. Need a response now, folks. Jack Graham was a tagger. Presty tagged a couple of times. Duncan Kellaway. Yeah, just ask Nathan Buckley. That's a good point. Oh my God, they're going to get another easy one. This is just the, you can see the difference here with the AFL listed midfielders for Geelong getting really on top of our VFL listed players in the midfield. It's a stark difference, isn't it? Good spoil. Rational Roman, the reality is for the Uze haters, the man has never had anything but a highly crippled list. We cannot ascertain whether we can coach or not. Exactly right. And people often forget that it was actually people like Brendan Gale, Nathan Buckley, Trent Cotchin. It was people like that that were on the coaching panel that appointed him. So it wasn't like we just made a half-assed call. We had some seriously smart people making that decision. And Uze was largely responsible for the D's, when they were doing really well from the inbox moves, we are sort of led to believe. So it's, yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. With our 10-year anniversary coming up next year, who do we play against? Well, when we have like players come back from 2017 side, who would you? It would maybe just be Baker or Graham, I think. Samson Ryan's been held there, surely. How are we missing these calls? Burton could only be 18 or 19, I reckon, Shane. They pay that one again, Samson. Get absolutely, you know what, because the one before, Samson's being held and nothing paid. Infuriating. No, I got him from hospital. Hope you're doing well. Just put on a thank you. Yeah, I hope we still try for a ruck. Oh, it's a dangerous, dangerous kick across the 50. Jeez. Again, the kick across the 50, folks. You've got to hit that target. I can appreciate it being an aggressive move to switch, but you got to make it hit. And if you turn it over, you got to then get back inside and block up the hole. I'm not sure that kick went 15 metres to Brian Myers. Jeez, the Cats have had a pretty good end of this quarter, haven't they? Need to get some of our experienced names back in around the middle here because we are getting slapped here. Uze and Carousel must stay together. Yeah, I don't mind Burton as well, Shane. He adds a bit of zip. Axel, people who make excuses for Uze are a laugh. I don't think they're excuses. I think it's actually factual context. I've said this before, that if you only have 10 or 11 injuries every year, that's an excuse. That's a convenient excuse. If you've got 18 to 20 out for 12 weeks of the year and you're on the verge of getting VFL players to play senior football, that's a contextual reason. So I think there's a very, very different, I suppose perception on what's an excuse and what's an actual reason would be my thoughts. Which is Geelong go forward again. Our midfield are getting absolutely shit on here in this last 10 minutes. We should play against Adelaide at the G for our 10th year anniversary. Hopefully Tex is still playing. Is he going around again, Tex? Jeez, another one for the Cats. Samson's had a really good game up until the last 8 minutes, I reckon. Then the midfield as a collective have been absolutely pantsed. Well, it wasn't that long ago we were leading by about 12 points. Now we're down by 30. Just need to set up a bit more defensively here. If they're going to get on top of us, have someone out the back or half backs coming off the end of the square. I don't know. They've got to do something different to adjust here. Geez, Jesse Miller's kicked 4. That's a really disappointing end to the third quarter. Samson's winning the tap, but he's tapping it to them. And they're out again with no pressure coming off the back of the square. Good tackle. Well done, Houghton. What's Ollie Houghton got? 8 tackles. Jesus. Makes you wonder if he does get looked at from a few other people in the off-season. Samson's got to be better there in that contested mark situation. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. You seen? Oh, how do you drop that? That's just a really low on confidence effort there from Yassine. He should have marked that every day of the week. Good tap. There's Yassine, handball over the top. Force it, running into open goal. Good boy, well done. I don't know if that was Toner or not, but that was a nice little tap to Yassine. Instead of grabbing the ball, to have the actual mindset to keep the ball moving rather than take the tackle was very, very good. Very good. It was Toner. Nice tap. Good from Yassine to identify Fawcett. Good goal. Jake, you're sitting 7th out of 77 people in the Supercoach. Nice. Ah, very good. I know, Michelle, we were doing so well. Be nice if we could peg back another goal or two. This quarter may not have much left in it. Yeah, I don't know, Dave. Could Ollie Houghton be a tagger for us at AFL level? I reckon there'll be a few clubs having a look. 9 tackles now, 19 disposals for Ollie Houghton, 6 clearances. He's being held. Yeah, Damon, it's a good point that both teams need to learn how to stop momentum shifts. Granted, this is first versus second last, so there's, maybe a natural inclination that it was going to happen at some point, but that's when you need to be able to execute it well, don't you? Being able to stop the momentum. Jeez, and they just get an easy one back. 7-goal third quarter. Yeah. What's the answer though? Do you need to push a winger a bit further down who can come in and sort of be a bit of a sweeper, just so you don't have your halfback sprinting off the back of the square? I don't know, but we need to stop the easy outlets. Yeah, I met the younger Houghton as well, Tiger Mars. I was. His mum introduced me to him because they watched the show. So he said, "I love watching your show. You're always up on the big screen most weeks." So I appreciate their support, the Houghton family. Very good moustache, by the way. What about Jake Rogers, Tig? John, Juddy's gone all right. Juddy's gone all right. He's been off for a lot of this quarter. Let me find 9 disposals, 2 tackles, 1 mark. But there's a couple of just really quality moments where he used his pace to cut back inside. He hit up a leading forward that led to a goal that you love seeing from Juddy Clark. Come on, Toner, get it in there. Great kick. Oh. He just couldn't find someone. Is he from Gold Coast, Jake Rogers? Oh. How was that not a deliberate rush behind? I know he got bundled over, but jeez. Not sure if you're watching the same game, RFC Centre. He's had a couple of scuff kicks, but he's also lasered a few players as well. I reckon that's a very harsh assessment. What about his little dart back onto the inside corridor and hitting up Liam Fawcett on the lead? We need that in spades. I'm happy for him to get polished in the AFL team, to be honest, because for the most part, if he's kicking to better quality players, I think it'll work. Juddy still does have his pace, rational roam, and that was always the big question about the third operation, is how does it impact? And I'm wondering how much of what he did when he was over in the States plays a part in it, like the biomechanics, running a bit differently and things like that. Because, yeah, he definitely hasn't lost his zip. His zip is still there, which is good. St Kilda 47, Port 24, 8:30 left in the second quarter. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So at the end of the third quarter, Sonzi leading the way, 27 touches, 3 tackles, 8 clearances. Collier, 20 touches. Ollie Houghton's probably been the pick of the bunch, though, if we're talking about a complete game. 19 touches, 9 tackles, 6 clearances. He's put his absolute best foot forward. That 12 minutes that quarter, though, was just obliteration in the midfield. We didn't have many experienced midfielders out there, and we got our pants pulled down by, your Warples of the world, Clarks, Meyer, and the Cats just capitalised. So hopefully we can put in a really good last quarter. You'd hate for this to blow out. It wouldn't feel like a fair or accurate reflection of how well we've played up until that last 12 minutes of the quarter, would it, if it got blown out? Juddy and Rechko on the wing's going to be fun. I agree. Yeah, Fritchie adds a big out. Big out. I don't want to say it's game-changing, but it certainly helps. Certainly helps. I disagree, RFC Centre. I respect the view, of course. I think Juddy is absolutely a priority to get in the AFL because we've got a position there. That one wing spot, let me ask you it in a different way. Who would you rather out in the wing for the last 4 or 5 games of the year, Juddy Clark or Hugo Ralphsmith? Who would you rather? I think it's categorically Juddy Clark. His potential upside is way better. His skill set is way better. As quick, tackles maybe isn't as tall, but if that's who we're picking between, it has to be Juddy Clark. And yeah, he's hit some kicks that have maybe just missed the mark, but it's probably no different to Hugo missing the mark with his kicks. I think I'd rather Juddy trying to take those kicks than Hugo Ralphsmith, personally. Nah, not Trezise. Even then, I've got Juddy Clark over Trezise easily on the wing. I wouldn't mind Trezise in the back half of the ground, but I think Juddy's got Trezise and Hugo covered easily, I reckon. But I would still have Trezise on the side, absolutely. I think he's had a really solid month. But I think Juddy's got them both covered for ceiling, and we need to get to that ceiling as quick as possible. Curious about half forward for Juddy. That would be part of the rotation, absolutely. Like if you think, Tash Houghton could find himself on a wing at various stages, although I do like him in the midfield, but Juddy could form part of a big rotation with Seth Campbell, with Tash Houghton, Sam Cumming, Can Rechko play half forward? Probably doesn't need to, I don't think. But he could definitely get amongst all those parts of the ground. I think he's multi-positional. Noah says, Tom Morris did an interesting post when Juddy came back, said Richmond love him, should be back in the AFL soon. I've heard plenty of love for Juddy Clark within the four walls. I think just the type of person he's in, the positive mindset. Selfishly, I'd love to hear more from him, just his story and what he's been through this time round and how it's been different to last time. Yeah, I've got no doubt they love him. I think he's a really good kid. I don't think form matters though, RFC Centre. We're not playing for finals, are we? I think this is more about setting us up for 2027 and beyond. And that's why I think it's important. I think valuable and viable for Juddy to play 4 or 5 games, because I think if you were being realistic with ourselves, a future with Juddy Clark looks more promising than a future with Hugo Ralsmith. And Trezise can still stay in the side, so it's not at his expense. But I think there's greater upside in Juddy Clark that we need to learn more about to get ourselves set for 2027. This is my personal view. He might be coming from a long way back, but again, is he any worse than Hugo Ralsmith, who's positioned to be taking? I think the answer is no. Juddy playing 55, 60% would be not much different, but with greater upside. And it doesn't compromise Trezise's position either. So Trezise could still play the wing in that environment. I don't think there's much to lose from getting a look at him to get ourselves set for next year. How many did Juddy Clark kick in his debut, or who did he play against? I wouldn't have any idea on that. It's a good trivia question. Jakey, what's the answer? The 2021 draft is still important for our next premiership push. It is, and maybe not all of them come on. I mean, we kind of need them to. They need to be the ones driving it forward. Absolutely. Wouldn't mind seeing some more experience in this VFL midfield, though. That seemed to be a big difference in that last 10 or 12 minutes. So we see Luke Bruce on screen, which is good. Rational Roman, another aspect that goes missing, especially with Juddy and Simsy, is they are both high-energy guys who have infectious personalities. Great for a young team. Simsy loves a TikTok, doesn't he? He loves a bit of TikTok action. Does Big Tom Sims? Could Sonzi play in defence on a small forward? I worry about that. I don't know whether Sonzi's got that natural defensive mindset from a tackle and pressure perspective. I know what you mean. I know the player type comparison, but I think Zorko's got a bit more of a hard edge about him, and that's why it works so well. I sometimes get worried that we have too many offensive players in defence and not enough defensive-minded players. I've completely missed the start of the timer there. And I've got my score wrong. How good am I going? Good boy, Simsy. Looking for a big last quarter here. Good tackle. He's not made an effort there to get rid of it, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, there we go. About time we got one. Sonzi's kicking is very important. Yeah. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Geez, the amount of times I've taken off those kicks and just, as Eleanor got blocked out of that, but that kick was shit though. Was not to his advantage at all. Straight to edge long had numbers if we didn't hit the target. That's a disappointing start. Cats draw first blood in the last. That was the worst possible start. Again, just a basic skill error. I think sometimes as well, some players don't understand their own limitations with kicking. There's some players who can pull off those finesse, precise kicks. There's a lot of players who can't, and you need to understand which one of those players you are before you kick the footy. I reckon Jonty will be more the centre-half forward and Harry will be more the stay-at-home forward. I think Jonty's got a better tank to work up and down the ground. I think that's kind of his main strength. And I reckon Harry will be more beneficial deeper. Geez, the experienced Cats midfield here are smashing us. Oh my gosh. We just haven't made any adjustment in the middle at all. They've just picked up where they left off, which is really disappointing. I didn't ask Corns if he'd come on, no. There wasn't really a lot of one-on-one time in that sense. Not to say we can't reach out, like especially via David King potentially. I might be able to ask Kingy if Corns would be keen to come on as they kick another goal. Disappointing start here. I know the Cats are first for a reason, but you would have thought we'd make an adjustment from our midfield setup. Whether it's personnel or the way we're standing. Like, yeah, as the commentator said, that puts our defenders under ridiculous pressure to try and defend that. Oh my God. Let's see if we can get a mini response happening here. Oh, that's a bad handball. They've just got the wall set up. Oh, Jesus Christ. 3 players inside 50. It was absolutely touched, I reckon. One umpire's called touch, one umpire's paid a mark. Wow. I didn't see that with Hamling. Jonty has been toughened up this year. He's going to be impact player up forward. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right, Jonty Fall. He works hard, right? He works his ass off. I just feel bad for him that he doesn't always get the reward for his effort, does he? Chris, one thing that goes missing from those 17 to 20 teams, though, we had an excellent field kick, so we need to understand that. Put heaps of time into Juddy, Sondy, etc. I mean, we probably weren't ultimately the most skilled side, were we? But we did have, I mean, you know, Dusty was obviously a very good field kick. There was some reasonably good users of the ball. Samson's first half was really good, but it's not been a wonderful second half. Oh, the wind's taken that well to the left. Good to see Burton up around some stoppages. Oh, got to pressure him. No one wanted to go near him. Anyone for the older Houghton getting a rookie spot next year? I wouldn't be against Ollie Houghton getting a rookie spot. You got players like Ollie Houghton, Sam Toner's obviously another one that you wouldn't be against getting a rookie spot too. There's some good, yeah, there's some pretty lively types in the VFL team. Oh my God. I don't even reckon he was trying to kick that for goal. Jeez, this is blowing out real quick. Yeah, NRT I like. I just don't know what position he'll play long term. Is he a winger? I'm not sure if he's a fully fledged midfielder. But yeah, is it a wing, half forward type role? Like, he uses it pretty well. I think he's got pretty good footy IQ. I like that he's a left footer as well, NRT. I just don't know how he fits long term. I think I said on the live the other night that I did really enjoy. I enjoy watching his sort of partnership with Piker in the VFL. I think they kind of work together really nice as a little 1-2 combo. Which we obviously don't get to see this week with Piker being in the ones and NRT not playing today. Another smother from Geelong. We're just not hitting those basic handballs. Oh, they've just been so much cleaner, haven't they? We're just missing the basic handball targets to keep the ball moving forward. It's a good kick from close, to be fair. It's faded to the right. No, I don't think there's been any update on MRJ. It's still down as personal reasons, so I'm not too sure. Not too sure what's happening in that space, but yeah, I mean, hopefully everything's going all right for him. 0 inside 50s this quarter. Oh my God. The new game dictates you need speed all over the ground. That's why Hopper's cooked. Yeah, the game, it was quite remarkable, wasn't it? Like, last year I thought he was definitely one of our better players and more consistent players, Jacob Hopper. But in one off season, the game changed so significantly that you could see it just kind of left him behind, like his player type. So I think you can play with one player like that in your team, but we just have too many of that same player type, and it just doesn't work. You can't play 3 of those players. You just get smashed. Cumming, Pike, and NRT would have played together in the. Yeah, that's right. They would already know each other. I often wonder that, like, how well did they already know each other's playing style? And that's why maybe there is some good synergy up forward with Piker and NRT. Geez, Warple's been all over us. Oh my God. That's a great kick. We actually tried to read that leading lane well. It was just a wonderful pass. Danny going well, thanks yourself. Oh wow, that's a shank kick. Who have been the best kids? Ollie Houghton's probably been the best, to be honest. 21 disposals, 9 tackles, 6 clearances. Collier's been okay. Sam Toner got a couple of goals early on in the piece. I think Fawcett's kicked 3. Johnny Clark's gone all right. Sonsy's had 28, 9 clearances. But we've just been comprehensively slapped in the last quarter and a half in the midfield in particular. Yeah, the dimmer false hope of bringing them across. It's a bit of a shit move, isn't it? I sort of feel bad for Taranto and Hopper in that sense. And I get it from the move we made at the time. It sort of made sense. If you thought we were in the window, or if the club believed we were in the window, I can get it. But yeah, like they've obviously come across thinking that they'd be playing and doing one thing, and it's been the total opposite. So that would no doubt be frustrating. Oh my God. Our kicks coming out of the back half have been putrid. Just not kicking it to our players' advantage. I reckon he's had about 3 of those kicks today across the ground that just haven't hit targets. Sims, yeah, he's on limited game time. Yeah, like to be fair, he's not really gotten near it. He's crashing into packs, but the only thing we don't know, because the AFL doesn't give the time on ground percentages, we just don't know how many minutes within each quarter he's playing. So he didn't play any of the first quarter at all, but I just don't know how often he's been on within the other quarters. And truthfully, in this quarter, it's been a little bit harder to tell because the ball's not really been down the front end of the ground, which is where he's been stationed. Oh my God, another turnover in the back half. Jeez, it's been a lot of the VFL Listed boys too that have just been hurting us coming out of the back half. Yeah, Mr. Bad, it's a big difference playing with 15 AFL Listed players. And when you're talking about players like Warple, who's played, 150, 200 AFL games. Grind Myers, Close. Like you're talking about some premiership players that are out there playing. So they're not shabby. They're pretty good. And their VFL players are pretty good as well, and that's why they're first. Oh my gosh. There's been shorter kicks paid. Is that Ballantyne any relation to the Hayden Ballantyne, or is it someone different? Jeez, we are just falling apart dramatically all over the ground here. Three quarters we've been pretty good for, but well, I'll call it 2.5. Watched MRJ in the midfield, and Darwin Senior's looked exactly like his father. He did show some good signs in the midfield, yeah, in the NT, and even in the VFL when Morris has played in the midfield. I've always thought he's looked pretty good, but they've just not really tried it a great deal at AFL level. The problem is though, if he's not doing the defensive stuff and not hitting the scoreboard offensively, then it's really hard to justify selecting it, and that's why the same thing happened with Steely Green. He had a really good start to the year, and he's his last month's been a little bit of a struggle. Like he's not really getting the ball, but he's not really doing the pressure acts like he used to as well. So they're sort of in the same mold. Oh my God. This is putrid now. Did you see yeah, I actually put a post up about that. We've got 8 different players playing tomorrow. Yep. And I think the 8 we've got in, I think it's a net improved result. I think we do look better from it. Yeah, it's still a few inexperienced guys in amongst that new 8 playing, but there's also Nankervis, Taranto didn't play last time we played Melbourne. Interestingly, Jaden Short missed both games, which is a bit strange. Who else was the other one that was in? Houghton obviously back in. Yeah, it'd be something like that, Axel. It's not far off. He's had a bit of a shocker. Big fan of MRJ. Impact's greater than his touches. He can, Michelle. Like that Brisbane game was a really good example where he didn't need to get the ball because his defensive actions were off the chart. It was hugely impactful. But the 2 or 3 games post that, he wasn't doing either. And that's the problem. Like if you're not going to get the ball offensively and have quality touches, you got to be doing 7, 8, 9 tackles, a ton of pressure acts, and he wasn't doing it. And that's where the problem, it becomes a bit of an issue. Mantle, yeah, Mantle, another one. He didn't play last time against the D's. Yep, that's a good one too. I think my score's got a bit skew-if. Jesus, they're not missing. I know they've kicked 14, but in terms of the 14 points, but in terms of the last quarter and a half, they've just been dead eyes. 10 minutes in the third quarter, we're 8 points up. Yeah, 45 minutes later, 11 goals down. It's crazy. They have just obliterated us. Wow, the commentators just said their average winning margin's 9 goals. They must be on some type of, I think it's a long win streak. This has been a really disappointing fade after such a promising first 3 quarters. We've not even had an inside 50 this quarter. Good kick, Juddy. That's what you want. Oh, fuck, another smother. Any danger of us not handballing it or kicking it into a Geelong player? They'd have to be upwards of 9 smothers, I reckon. Or like little deft touches and intercepts. So frustrating. Just, like, you shouldn't be having it intercepted like that many times. Hopefully Taj gets off the chain against the D's. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, Taj is building nicely, isn't he? Oh. Wow, that should have been holding the ball. Oh, no one there. Oh, it's been dropped though. The camera's all over the shop here. We should have been pinged for holding the ball earlier on. We have absolutely got away with one there. Jace, I think a lot of it's to do with Geelong being a very good VFL side with 15 AFL listed players. That certainly helps, but we've just had some bad turnovers in the back half of the ground from the VFL players in particular, which has been really unfortunate. We got very lucky there, though. We shouldn't probably be having a shot on goal here, but we are. Did he get it? He got it through. Is it Loftus? We saw Freo do this to a far more experienced Swans team. I'm spewing I missed that game. I was just sort of keeping track on my phone of the score. And it kind of felt like Sydney had the game in control, but I don't know what was the change? What happened? What flicked the switch for Freo? Because it seemed quite remarkable, to be honest. Started the comeback, Damien. I like it. I like it. Sonzi clearly level above. Can't do it by himself. Yeah, they're... Like I said, you look at the experience of the Cats midfield has just been reigning supreme on... Like, for some reason, Sonzi's not been in there a hell of a lot this quarter, I don't think. And that's where they've gotten their dominance. I just don't think that midfield blend has been very good at all. Freo copped a spray at halftime, come out like it was a grand final. How many disposals has Warple had? 29, 12 clearances. Jesus. Squeezes at home. I know, Super. It's been an obliteration by Geelong since about the midway point of the third quarter. They just went on an absolute tear. Our midfield essentially stopped setting up and stopped working, which has left our defence under the pump. But then our defence, when they've had the ball, have also made some huge blunders with getting the ball smothered, kicking it badly, coming out of defence. It's been an absolute calamity for the last quarter and a half. This Polkinghorn goes all right, doesn't he? Where's he from? I don't know much about him. Oh my God. Warple is single-handedly mauling our midfield. 15 they've got. They got 15. Including some premiership players. That's better ball movement. Not the kick though. Far out. Giving Armstrong zero chance to try and mark that. Rubbish kick. Polkinghorn. Okay, 20. He looks a tight, doesn't he? He looks a good tight. Oh. No, exactly right, Roman. Sims in 2 to 3 weeks will hopefully get some ruck time. Yeah, so he's not done any centre bounce rucking at all today. I did see him do a couple of stoppages in the front half of the ground. Like I said, I don't know what his time on ground minutes was. Like, he did miss the first quarter. But I'm like you, I hope that as the weeks get on, that we see him ruck in the middle of the ground a bit more. Because it's been all Samson Ryan in the middle of the ground today. In the first half, he was actually quite good, but that has subsided in the second half. How was that 15 metres? Was he pick 44? Yeah, he looks a good time, and it's the benefit of being able to let someone play, continually in the VFL too. Like, he's not having to come into the AFL and play a big role. So he looks good. Oh my God, Toner, that was a rubbish kick. He's just... Good mark. That's it. Good to see Juddy, Harry and Sims get through a game. Yep, agree. Now, with Sam Lawler, did everyone take from Uze's press conference? Are we all of the mindset or assumption that him saying he'll be available for minutes next week meant AFL minutes? I kind of got the vibe that's what it meant. Oh my goodness gracious. Our kicking out of the back half has been horrible. We're just handing the ball back to Geelong currently. Yeah, I sort of feel like I wouldn't be mad if Lawler did do a VFL game, but I can understand why we wouldn't want that either. But the way Uze was speaking, I sort of feel like managed minutes will be at AFL level. Get it to Simsy. Oh, hot and inside 50. Houghton actually deserves a goal here, to be honest, on the back of his game. I wouldn't mind him having a shot here. Did they extend Polkinghorn's contract? Yeah, nice. I can see why. That's a fair call. Yeah, it did feel like AFL minute vibe, didn't it? Come on, Houghton. Deserves a goal. Nah. Oh, Sims has kept it in. Get him. Oh. Geez, we got outs everywhere here. Bloody hell. Chris, this is why we need to get the high performance role right so our lads can have continuity, whether in seniors or resis. 100%. I'm not sure what the Cats injuries list is like at the moment, but just as a general rule, you're having that continuity and people available and training and playing for extended periods is definitely hugely beneficial, and it's something we've sorely lacked this year. So hopefully we can get that for 2027. Like, I'm wondering is the role worth getting two people in for, like someone more specific for injuries and recovery, one person for the training side of it. I don't know. Whatever it is, they've got to cast the net far and wide and no expense spared. Should we offer him pick 99 again? Why not? Offer the token picks. This is crazy. This margin's gotten to 76 points, given where we were. Oh my God. What a shitful effort that's been. Does Armstrong really try, or is he just laconic? I reckon it's just more laconic. It's hard to tell in this time of game, Tiger Norts, because in this last quarter and half of the third quarter, the ball's not been down the forward line, so it's kind of hard to gauge. Yeah, I don't know. I certainly don't think he's lazy, but like I said, it's kind of hard to tell with how this game's unfolded in the second half in particular. Yeah, pick 99 is basically a token gesture of a pick. The ball's just pinging around. I agree, Adrian. Prime Wayne Carey would not be getting any goals in the way we're playing this game currently. Oh, thank God for that. Well, that was a piss poor quarter and a half. That's the only really blunt way to put that. That is very, very disappointing. I know Geelong are very good and they're first for a reason and we're second last for a reason, but to be playing that well for 2.5 quarters and being in front by 8 points somewhere through the third quarter and to lose by 70 is horrific. Yeah. that's not a great outcome. The silver lining is honestly, we've obviously got Juddy Clark, got another game under his belt. Tom Sims made a return. Harry Armstrong gets another game under his belt. But outside of that, there is not a lot else to write home about from that particular hit out, bar the first quarter and a half. So, Adrian, yep, no injuries, the only positive. Oh, there might have been one to Scott, maybe. But he might have come back on. But yeah, not the best of games. It was so promising though, wasn't it? That was the frustrating part. It was so promising. And then it fell in a heap. 2.5 quarters was the best we could muster up against a very good Geelong outfit. But wasn't to be. But anyway, I do have to dart off because the wife and kids are off to, or the older kids are off to the Hawks game tonight, and I've got to look after the younger one. So on those duties. But thank you to everybody for jumping on board and tuning in. I mean, apologies that the second half wasn't much fun to watch. I know that's not exactly any of our fault, but we all had to endure it by watching it. But hopefully we all got some enjoyment from the first half. So anyway, have a good rest of the weekend, folks. Hopefully the Tigers do a good game tomorrow against the D's. Fritsch being out is a big help. We get to see maybe our quickest looking side for the year, albeit a little bit inexperienced still. There's 8 new players playing tomorrow that didn't play in the corresponding game on Anzac Eve, so that'll be exciting. And yeah, hopefully we can make a good account of ourselves. It'd be nice to obviously find 4 points somehow, but we'll have to see how we go on that front as well. But have a good night and good day, everybody. And until the next one, go Tigers.